B-Knocks.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to B-KnockzTV. On this episode, I'm going to pivot out of California and head over to Houston, Texas, and talk about the legend, Mr. Scarface, who in my opinion is one of the greatest storytellers to ever do it. He is regarded to be your favorite rapper's favorite rapper and is well respected in the game. And even with that being said, he still never gets talked about the way he should. I'm here to take you down memory lane and highlight his contributions to the game. No need to keep you waiting. Let's get it. On July 9th, 1991, the Ghetto Boys dropped their third album, We Can't Be Stopped. Now, this was my first introduction to Scarface as well as the group. My mind's playing tricks on me. This might be one of the most legendary songs ever in rap history. I can't think of any other songs like this one. Classic record. They all got off on this one, but both Scarface verses definitely stood out. This song should be a statement to Scarface's pen game. October 8th, 1991, Scarface dropped his debut solo album titled Mr. Scarface is Back. Production was handled by Crazy C, and Scarface himself is credited also. This album had cuts like Mr. Scarface, which was one of the lead singles off the album, but I couldn't find a video for it. Body Snatchers, Money and the Power, PD Rollin', A Minute to Pray, and A Second to Die, which was the other lead single off the album. This was an underrated song that I never hear anybody talking about. And Good Girl Gone Bad. The World Is Yours, released August 17th, 1993. Scarface's sophomore album. Production on this one was handled by N.O. Joe, who was a legend in the production game. If you're not sure who that is, look him up. It also had cuts produced by James Smith, John Badeau, and Scarface is also credited. This album had cuts like Let Me Roll, Letting Them Know, which is still a banger, The Wall, You Don't Hear Me Though, featuring DMG, Dying With Your Boots On, I Need a Favor, Now I Feel Ya, Mr. Scarface Part 3, He's Dead, and I'm Black. Here's where things start heating up. The Diary, released October 4th, 1994. This is the album that caught my attention to Southern rap. I'm fully aware there were other artists and groups out at the same time, specifically Outkast, who dropped their debut album a few months prior, and UGK. But to me, this one was different. Keep in mind, music back then wasn't like today. It wasn't that accessible, so it took time to reach certain areas. Production was done by N.O. Joe and Mike Dean, who was another legend in production. My standouts would be The White Sheet, No Tears, Jesse James, I Seen a Man Die, classic, timeless record. Did this video scare y'all like it did me? I love the song, but I used to hate watching this video when it came on. Going Down. Now, as dark as Scarface's music is, he kept a freaky song on his albums. Hand of the Dead Body, my favorite track off the album, featuring Ice Cube and Devin the Dude. They was talking that talk on here. Classic song. Mind's Playing Tricks 94, and The Diary. I believe that was Jay Prince saying he can fade Scarface but never rapped. The Untouchable, released March 11th, 1997. This is my favorite Scarface album. To me, it's his classic. They kept the same formula for production. N.O. Joe and Mike Dean. Even Dr. Dre produced a joint on here. But here's where they added Tone Capone to the mix. If you watch the videos I did for E40 and E40 in the Click, then you already know how I feel about Tone Capone. If you haven't watched them already, Go check them both out. Back to Scarface. My standouts. The whole album. I mean, do I really have to break this album down? Southside, Money Makes the World Go Round, Mary Jane, Smile, and Game Over should be enough. This album was a monster. March 3rd, 1998, Scarface dropped My Homies. Now, this was a double CD, and I'm gonna keep it clean. It was a super dope album. It has a lot of highlights, but it also has a lot of skips, especially on disc 2. Production was centered around the key group, N.O. Joe and Mike Dean. But here's where we get Mr. Lee added to the mix. Now there's a lot to cover on this album, so I'll only give you my favorites. Disc 1, Hustler, featuring the Hoodlums. Do What You Do, featuring Be Legit and Bushwick Bill. Don't Testify, featuring the Face Mob, who I should have covered in this video, no disrespect. Homies and Thugs, featuring Master P and Tupac. F Faces, featuring Too Short, Tila, and Devin the Dude. My favorite song off the album, Forever a Banger. Too Real, featuring UGK and Mr. 3-2. And Rules for Real Ends. Gotta keep it clean. Disc 2. Now, I'm not gonna count Do What You Wanna Do, Boo Booin', and Use These. Those are all Devin the Dude songs off of his classic album. I don't care what you say. I'm not sure why these songs were even on this album. Greed, and Who Runs This, featuring 007. On October 3rd, 2000, Scarface released The Last of a Dying Breed. Once again, I'ma keep it clean. Although this album has some bangers on it, this is my least favorite Scarface album off this list. Production was centered around N.O. Joe and Mr. Lee, with a splash of Mike Dean, Tone Capone, and Eric Sermon. My standouts, Last of a Dying Breed. This was a dope song. It Ain't Part 2. OG to Me, featuring the Dog Pound and J.O. Felony. This song has always been a super knocker. The Gangsta-ish. Gotta keep it clean. Conspiracy Theory. Watch Your Step. Get Out, featuring Jay-Z. In and Out, featuring Too Short and Devin the Dude. Once again, another freaky song. And In My Time. This is my favorite song off the album. Did y'all hear what he was talking about? This song was deep. Well, that wraps things up for this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you already haven't. Also, please feel free to share the video. I have a lot more content coming soon, so stay tuned. Till next time.